So let's talk about Therapia. It's a clinic management system, but really, it's designed to bring some serious order to the chaos of running a modern practice. In this explainer, we're going to peek behind the curtain at the digital blueprint that makes it all tick, how it transforms the daily grind into something smooth for everyone involved. Does this sound familiar? You're buried in stacks of paper, the phone is ringing off the hook, and you're trying to make sense of billing spreadsheets. It's a huge administrative headache, and it pulls you away from what actually matters, caring for your clients. And that right there is the exact problem systems like Therapia are built to solve. All right, so here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll talk about that daily chaos I just mentioned. Then, we'll pull back the curtain on the blueprint for order that gets everything under control. After that, we'll see how that blueprint actually automates the clinic, empowers the team, and in the end, totally reshapes the patient's entire experience. Yeah, for so many clinics, this is just the day-to-day reality, right? Manual scheduling on a shared calendar, physical patient records in filing cabinets, and just so much tedious financial tracking. It's an environment that's just asking for mistakes and wasted time. The whole goal here is to escape that tangled web and build a smart, automated ecosystem where the technology does all the heavy lifting for you. Okay, but before we can get to all this slick, polished dashboards and cool features, we really need to understand the foundation it's all built on. We're going to look under the hood at the database schema. Think of it as the architectural blueprint that makes everything else even possible. It's what holds the entire system together. So what in the world is a database schema? It's not as scary as it sounds, I promise. Just think of it like the detailed floor plan for a house. It doesn't just show you where the rooms are, it shows you how they're all connected and what the rules are for moving between them. For our clinic system, this schema is the core logic that organizes every single piece of information. And where does it all begin? With people. The very first piece of this blueprint is something called the users table. This is the master list, the single source of truth. It gives a unique ID and a specific role to every single person who interacts with the system. We're talking admins, therapists, receptionists, and clients. This is ground zero for getting organized. Now, once you have all your people in the system, you need some rules. And this is where the roles and permissions tables are pure genius. These two tables work together like the system's security guard. They're the ones that say, okay, a therapist can see their own patient's notes, but nobody else's. Or a client can see their appointments, but not the clinic's financial reports. This is absolutely critical for keeping patient information confidential and secure. So how does this blueprint actually translate into, real life? Let's follow the breadcrumbs. We'll trace the journey of a single piece of information, a therapist's availability, and watch how the system magically transforms it into a confirmed, paid-for therapy session. On the surface, it seems pretty simple, right? But behind the scenes, there's this really fascinating logical process going on. So how does the system actually do it? Well, it's kind of like a three-step dance between a few different data tables. It all kicks off with the schedules table. An admin just puts in a therapist's general work week, like say they work Mondays and Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The system then takes that raw data and automatically generates all the individual bookable time slots for the next few weeks. No more manual calendar entries. And here's where you see that transformation happen. It's so cool. On the left, you've got that simple, raw schedule data. And then bam! On the right, the system has translated it into this clean, visual grid of available time slots, all ready for a client or receptionist to book with a single click. And this is the final, crucial step. The very moment a time slot gets booked, it instantly becomes a solid entry in the therapy_sessions table. It's not just a possibility anymore. It's a real, scheduled appointment with a specific client, a status like scheduled, and links to all the payment records. All right, let's switch gears and focus on the people who are actually using this system every day. Remember those roles and permissions tables we talked about in our blueprint? This is where we see their real-world power, making sure every single team member has exactly the tools they need to do their job and absolutely nothing more. Check this out. It's like a tale of two different worlds. On the left, you see the permissions for an admin role. They get the keys to the kingdom. They can see everything. But on the right, you have the therapist dashboard. It's totally focused, showing only their clients and their schedule. The system delivers two completely different experiences based on one simple database rule. That's how you protect patient data while making your staff super efficient. Now let's put on a manager's hat for a second.
Every single action in the clinic, every session booked, every invoice paid, is creating this constant river of data. Therapia is built to scoop up that data and turn it into clear, strategic insights you can actually use to run the business better.
This right here is the command center. The admin dashboard is this incredibly powerful tool that pulls live data from all over the system and puts it all in one easy-to-understand view. Let's zoom in on a couple of these charts to see how it works. So take this donut chart. It looks simple, but what it's doing is constantly asking the therapy sessions table, hey, what's the status of every session right now? And then counting them up. This gives the manager a real-time snapshot of clinic activity. It's not just a pretty picture, it's an early warning system that can spot trends, like if cancellations suddenly start creeping up. And here, the system does something even smarter. This bar chart is cross-referencing two different tables, the therapy sessions and the therapy types, to instantly show you which of your services are the most popular. This isn't just a report, it's a strategic tool. It's telling you where you should maybe invest in marketing or where you might need to hire more specialized staff. Okay, now for what is arguably the most important perspective of all, the clients. A truly great management system doesn't just clean up the back office mess. It creates a seamless, empowering, and transparent experience for the patient from start to finish. For the client, Therapia basically maps out this clear digital pathway. It all starts with a super simple registration and flows all the way through to giving them a complete, transparent view of their own care. We're talking records, assessments, and financial history. It really puts them in the driver's seat of their own health journey. And this is the very beginning of that journey. On the left, you've got this clean, welcoming registration page. The moment a new client fills that out and hits submit, the system creates a new profile for them in the users table, gives them the client role, and boom, it instantly unlocks their own personal dashboard, which you see on the right, where they can start booking sessions right away. And this is really where it all comes together for the patient. They can fill out intake forms or assessments from their therapist right there in the portal. And then all of that info, along with their treatment plans and session history, is neatly organized in their own secure electronic health record. It's all about making the client an active, informed participant in their own care. It's their data, after all. And that really brings us to the final big question. When that complicated, tangled web of manual tasks is replaced by an ordered, automated system, the chaos just fades away. It frees up so much time and mental energy, and it allows everyone on the team, from the front desk to the clinic director, to finally focus on their true mission, providing exceptional care.